Looking ahead to a Saturday afternoon game, Niners and Raiders in Vegas. Niners are pretty banged up. Ashton Jeanty is looking to get back out there because he had 3 carries for -1 rushing yards in his first game as a pro. Let's get into it with Bryant McFadden and Logan Ryan. And Logan, if you're Jeanty, what do you think this week has been like as he waits to get back out there and show what he can do at this level?
I mean, he's chomping at the bit. If he's a ball player like I think he is, it's probably the first time in a very long time he didn't play well. He probably hasn't done that since, I don't know, maybe a high school game or early college game. He's pretty dominant in college. And I wouldn't overreact. I would look at this like Jamar Chase. Do we remember Jamar Chase's first rookie year, his first preseason game, all the drops he had? And everyone's like, oh, man, I don't know about this guy. And he turned out to be all right. So clearly the offensive line didn't play well. A lot of that has to do with the running back success. A running back has to be patient, feel the game, feel the flow. Don't try to get it all in one big gap and one big gain, and kind of trust their eyes. And I think that takes time. And I think that's what happened to Ashton Jeanty. Maybe pressing too much, sometimes on him, sometimes on the offensive line. But for what we've seen in college, what we see a running back needs to do, he has all of that. I think he needs to relax and just take this opportunity to show that one was a fluke.
Yeah, I don't take too much into what we did not see from Ashton Jeanty week 1 of the preseason because it was week 1, right? Now, when you look at progressing and being better, you want to see more from him because you're going to have to call on him a lot in regular season moments. But the bigger issue for me is, which was an issue for the Raiders a year ago, the offensive line woes. They revamped the offensive line, made some additions, but what we saw in week 1 of the preseason didn't really change your opinion about the offensive line based on how up and down they were in 2024. So if you want to see Ashton Jeanty at his best, the offensive linemen, they have to do a better job. Because to your point, Logan, you don't question the individual skill set of Ashton Jeanty. We know he is him. But if his offensive line does not do a better job in protecting, it doesn't matter who is in the backfield, they're going to struggle. So that's what I'm looking for with this offense in this upcoming game. Can the offensive line set the tone in the trenches so their running back can do what he's been drafted to do? That is the biggest question mark for me because when they drafted Ashton Jeanty, everyone was singing the praises. But I always stated, what about the offensive line? Will the offensive line be better? Will they? Because if they're not better, we're not going to see Ashton Jeanty develop and provide the numbers that we know he can give that organization. Yeah,
B-Mac, interesting you bring that up because anytime we talk about the Raiders offense, we're talking about these new parts like Jeanty, like Gino Smith. That they've got Brock Bowers coming back after a record-setting rookie season. Gino Smith is expected to play more along with the other starters tonight, but what kind of battle is he going to face behind that offensive line?
Well, so far, it hasn't really been a difficult battle in terms of the protection, right? And it probably he should have the same vibe because the 49ers are not playing a lot of their starters. So you would like to see Gino Smith showcase his veteran presence, right? I had an opportunity of watching them in person throughout training camp, and I can tell you this much, Gino Smith has a command of the huddle. You talked about Brock Bowers. He is unguardable. He's been unstoppable in regular practices, in joint practices. And another name to really follow when you look at the Raiders offensively in terms of the pass catcher position, Dante Thornton Jr., the rookie from Tennessee. He has emerged to be a reliable pass catching option for Gino Smith. And I always felt, Logan, that was a concern in terms of the passing game. You have Jacoby Myers, you have Brock Bowers. And who? Well, it seems like Dante is really starting to put his name in that pile and say, hey, I can deliver the goods when given the opportunity. And it seems like Gino Smith is starting to trust his young rookie wide receiver in terms of the passing game. So let's see, can that continue to flourish as they get ready for week 2 in the preseason?
Yeah, I want to see Gino in extensive play. And since we switched the preseason from 4 games to 3, it used to be game 3 is when the starters got extensive time if everybody was healthy. Now, it's game 2 because there's one less preseason game. So this is the game where Pete Carroll says that Gino and them are going to play an entire half. He's going to have time to go through all the situations, start the game off, bounce back after a bad drive, play for good field position, how to play a 2-minute warning. And we know Gino Smith can play ball. He's earned his stripes in this league. He's been written off, and he's came back, and he's bounced back, and he's back with his boy and Pete Carroll. I do agree, B-Mac, with some of these Raiders O-line woes, but I always feel like a quarterback's best friend's a good running back, a tight end, and a slot receiver. And they have those things because those guys you need to go to on third down. Those guys keep you on the field. Those guys can keep the drive safe and sound and on schedule. And Gino Smith, when comfortable, is a really good quarterback. So I'm excited to see with few series of play. It's hard to judge a guy off one series and this in the first week. Now he's got some time to get a whole half of play, and we can see what this Raiders team is.
On the other side of the ball, producer Jack asked me a question yesterday that I thought was a trick question. He asked me what position Jamal Adams plays. And I was right. It's a trick question because he doesn't play the position that he was an all-pro at when he was a safety. He has moved to linebacker, B-Mac, and reports out of Vegas that he's turned some heads there. Do you like this move?
Yeah, I do like this move. At this stage in his career, when you look at the injuries he's had to fight through, I think this is a really nice position for him in terms of what his skill set is now. Like I said, I was out there a few weeks ago. I got a chance to watch them in their mock game simulation, and he was flying around. He's playing with a lot of injury. Now, the biggest concern I have with Jamal Adams, when he's playing this linebacker position, especially in dime and nickel situations, how will he hold up when facing north-south running styles? Because if you're going to hit the lateral side of the offense and running east and west, he's okay. He's going to chase you down. He's going to showcase that energy. But can he hold up when they're coming straight down the teeth of that interior defense when he's in the box as an off-ball linebacker? We have to wait and see how it plays out. But so far, he's really grasped this new position, and he's utilizing the energy that made him an all-pro throughout his time in Seattle, and Pete Carroll has really been singing his praises. So this could be a new opportunity for Jamal Adams to continue a really successful NFL career.
Raiders defense is expected to face Brock Purdy at least for a series or two in this game. Purdy is expected to play, but again, the 49ers are dealing with injuries even before the season kicks off. Last year, you look at all these games missed by such important players. Logan, Kyle Shanahan said he cut down on one-on-one drills this week during joint practice because of the injury issues, especially on both lines. How concerning is that?
Well, it's only concerning. It's injuries to who, right? Is it injury to starters or injuries to depth? I see Bosa's not playing because of a neck, but knowing Nick Bosa, being part of that team, seeing how he trains, I believe he'll be okay for the start of the season. Trent Williams doesn't need preseason. I think he knows how to go kick and play left tackle. I'm happy not to see McCaffrey's name up there, Fred Warner, Deommodore Lenoir, some of their go-to prime guys. I would think Kyle Shanahan, knowing the injury history, cut some of his reps back on his starters this year to make sure McCaffrey's healthy going into the season, and that might have led to more reps for the depth, for the backups, for the reserves, and that might have got majority of those guys backed up or banged up. So I'm happy that it's not that list of guys. There's a few, but not the entire starting lineup like it was last year. So I think they're looking at the marathon of the season and how to be healthier for that point. Might have led to some injuries to the depth now, but I think they'll be juiced up and ready to go this season and make a big push back.
Logan Ryan and Bryant McFadden juiced up and ready to go for this upcoming NFL season. We have a brand new show that we're going to be bringing you on CBS Sports HQ and the Paramount Plus app. It is NFL Today Plus, the first ever streaming only official Sunday pregame show, live from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern time, leading into the NFL Today.